Let me check here. So I saved all of your music. I think we have Woods of Tangerina. Yeah. I wanna have this song in the game. You know, maybe a bit faster, but already... Anyone else having small Fs? Wait. I'm dropping no frames. So 5 not to drop the single frame. Lolech, hello there. Good morning. And hi Blue Oak on YouTube. A German in Germany is a clown in a circus, lol. No epic plant fights. I thought we were gonna make that a desert / cowboy song. This one? Guys, is this desert? Or is this woods? Don't drive game design by music. No, you don't understand. Music drives emotion and feelings, and whenever you close your eyes, you think of a place. Okay? And the more people think of the same place, the music fits there the most. So let's say 100 people listen to the song, and 50 people out of 100 people say they think about woods, they think about a forest, they think about a relaxing area. And then 20 people say, oh, but I think about clouds. And then maybe 20 people say, oh, well, but I think about the desert. Right? And so now you have a distribution of where most people place the music. It was cowboy music. I don't think you have to make a new biome based on music. Why not? Why not? Kinda sounds Wild West. So like here, listen. When I close my eyes, I think of clown. Cringe. I don't know, I think this fits very well with this theme because it's chill. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Fits very well, I think. It's good, yeah. Especially this part here gives like a warm feeling in my heart. Right? Music is still allowed. For the night version of the forest? For the night version?
Gotcha, bitch!
See here? We have more. Is this loud, guys? Is this better? It's good. Good day to you, Mr. Cakes. Hello, Kitos. Oh, that's loud. Oh yeah, this is the boss song, I think. No, this is the boss song. This was the boss song. This was boss song. We fight the necromancer here. Now, can I rename this? Or should I keep the naming for now? So that you can reference these songs. I mean, this is the long one, right? That's a Pogger song. Yeah, this... wait, Saving the World version 2? Oh, this is the long one, right? Yeah, we're gonna put that in a second. This was in the town. This was the town. Rest Brave. Yeah, perfectly. Like, I'm gonna put this and rename this. Not rename this, but add to town. There you go. And then forest sketch. This is graveyard, by the way. But this could also be the dark, the night version of the map. When it looks something like this. What do you think? Darker night? Can make it much darker. The only way to make it less bright is to reduce the radius here of those lights. You're very talented, dude, yes. Like me before Christmas, don't listen to kids. Nab, Sandy Claus. Skeletons during the music. Oh, they need to be unlit, these things. Yeah, he's very talented. Anyways, so... this was... you know, during the night. This would be forest sketch. Can I rename this forest sketch, or can I, like, this would be night time?
Good morning, Senor Cakez.
I don't want to be like Cakez.
Yeah, so we have like 3 versions. So we have this, forest, and where's that? Saving the World version 2. This is forest biome. There you go. Let's name this here and put it in a game. Necro saving the world. Play sound. Okay, I'll prefix. Okay, wait. Cakez framework. Source. No, not source. Assets. Sounds. 20 minutes in already coding? Yeah, bro. Copy this. I'm gonna say Necro. Because then I have the reference.
I don't want to be like Cakez.
And then this would be stop sound. There you go. Let's add that in, then we have this. There you go. What happened to the usual streams? What do you mean usual streams?
Gotcha, bitch.
Thank you very much for following, Goofy System. I appreciate it, brother. I'm not sure what you mean. But it sounds really... Fail to load WAV file. Uh-oh. Why can I not load WAV file? Oh, because it's an MP3. Of course. Yes, I need to take this. And open this with Audacity. 1 hour procrastination, 2 hours of React, 2 yoinked lines. You know what? You're very toxic. I think the noob counter is not high enough. It should be over 9,000. I need to remove the noob counter. Yeah, so counter, clear.
Hello.
Is that how I clear counters? How do I clear the counters, Abeth? What do I have to put into counter? Control, counter, action. Counter, remove. Thank you. Genos Nymphicus, to answer your question from the YouTube video yesterday, I didn't go to FH because I didn't know about it. I didn't know about how the FH is much better than a normal university. Also, I didn't even know what I wanted to do. Okay, now we have this song here. Hello, Lowboy, good morning. Whoa, Cakes, hey Juicy, good morning. Good morning, sir. Hmm? Ah. Okay, so guys, today we're going to do big programming. I will most likely be in flow state like 99% of the time, unless I get interrupted. What I will do today is rework how projectiles work, maybe. I haven't decided yet. So let's go into the game and go to update and draw projectiles. Why are you capping? Why are you capping? Should I ban you? Weak mental pork? What's this guy capping? Is this guy toxic? 27 messages. This guy speaks only in emotes. Emote only user, yeah. Okay, let's see. We do have some very good stuff on the projectile. The only question is, we need to ask ourselves the question of the owner again. He's a reaction type of guy, you know the type. Why rework? Can't we just use the same? So the issue I have with the projectiles is that it assumes the owner is alive. And it could be that the owner dies. I'm never checking the owner here. Or maybe I'll just leave it the way it is, because so far I think it's been working very well, to be honest. To be honest, I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. There's just a couple of things that I would like to remove from the projectile that can be determined using the owner and the stats of the projectile. Well, I think actually the stats from the projectile, actually. First and foremost, I would like to create a function called create underscore. A create projectile function. See, creatability of type, init entity. So that would be a projectile or void projectile reference pointer, actually create projectile, and that should take in projectile, and it needs to have an owner, whether that be, I guess, a const. I think. Are we writing reusable code? Yeah. I cannot believe my eyes. Cons these nuts. Hello, Technotrollen. Alright, so how do we do this? Essentially, all we need to do is add the projectile to the game state. Not very difficult, and then I wonder, does the add function remove us something? It returns us an index. And then we return the address of the game state, projectiles on edx. Return reference to projectile. To the projectile. Now, do we need this? Not sure, but I'll keep it like this for now. Now, the only thing that we need to do here is I want to make sure that the range for the projectile is set properly. Actually, do we need this function even? Get range. So here's my issue, right? What I would like the projectile to have is a base range and a base speed that then gets... So essentially what I don't want to do is the following. I don't want to do this. You can hear the baby, yeah? Yeah, she's crying a lot. So essentially this right here is... I want to rename this to base range and base speed, and then I want to do the multiplication in the update loop for the projectiles. Because now I have to do this every time I create a projectile, and I'm telling you, I create a lot of projectiles. You see this here? Speed. Now over here, the homing missile speed is not affected by the projectile speed. And now what I need to do is I need to go to every single line of code where I create these projectiles. How does this even work? Oh yeah, it does work. Looks a bit odd, but it does. I just saw your video about being self-taught and realized how lucky I was with my university. We had courses that had us do physics with C++ and building a 2D engine using SFML. Wow, we also used OpenGL, and I never realized how amazing that was before I listened to your video. You got really lucky, man. Holy shit, awesome. That is really cool. What type of game did you make, bro? Cool.
See that, Inukai? Another YouTube enjoyer that liked the video I did, huh? Sounds like a you problem to me, bro. Sounds like a you problem to me. People really like, you know, the discussion around this stuff. See that? Hmm? You have anything to comment
On this? Wanna comment this? I give you the mic. Come on. Here you go. Cakez, you have a typo in your shorts, as often as you often have. The one about vector is called ST vector instead of S. I'm pretty sure I like renamed this 5 times to make sure it's spelled correctly. Is it really ST vector? Okay, so what we're gonna do is just remove this, and then wait. So what we do is git add. You know, we do the proper programming way. You know, git commit -m. And then reworking projectiles. Git push. Okay. We're gonna do this. Coding right from the start using Git. Yeah, true. Nothing weird about that. Oh, Inukai did something. Don't skip the important part of that message. It's my favorite shot, by the way, because of the comments call you incompetent. Really? The shorts, the comments in the shorts call me incompetent? Let's see. Let's read some of the incompetent comments. Link it to me. React time. Let's see here. Can you please dismiss this and shut the fuck up about it? Content. 48 megabyte git push. And shorts. The STD vector comments. Welcome back, Pirate Software. So why was STD error not an option? I can't really say why, to be honest. I would just lie and say about the compilation time, but no, I should have used STD array, I guess. But I didn't want to use STD array. STD, the standard library. From coding to comment checking, we went from 100 to 0 within the blink of an eye. 8,000 fools. Are you subscribed to my YouTube Reticide? Speaking of STD, has your herpes cleared up? Yeah, it's just, how do you call that? Crust now. You can reserve with STD vector and also pass in a different allocator for different allocation strategies and even write your own tracker for memory usage. Pure static fixed sized arrays have their place, but are usually a bad idea. They map with gaps when you load your program. Putting them on a stack can be far worse for memory corruption than dynamic. Don't just disregard dynamic memory allocation because it's dynamic. It's there to solve some problems for you. So this guy is saying that an array, a C array, is created with gaps. There's no way. Virtual memory in a C array is continuous. Especially if I allocate the memory myself in a block. So, like, I guess he doesn't have the full, how do you say that? The full, what is that called? Context of what I'm doing. But if I do a ginormous allocation and then do a sub-allocation for an array there, it is continuous in memory. So I wonder, maybe he's talking about when it's on the stack. What graphics library is this? This is OpenGL. It was a reply to the top comment. To the top comment, a reply. To be fair, you could use STD vector with a custom allocator. Then have your allocator only pull from a fixed chunk of memory. But it really sounds like you want STD array. Yeah, this comment is spot on. You're such an incompetent programmer. You know what I find funny about this stuff? Is that people are incompetent when they do stuff differently than others. And in my opinion, programming is not about what tools you use, but how you use the tools that you use. But it's really funny. Now, you're incompetent because you're not using the standard vector or the standard vector library with the custom allocator. So a fixed memory allocation for a dynamic array. Dude, not the craziest idea. Like LLVM project has a data structure. They use the small vector, which is obscenely an STD array with the interface. Additionally, you could have an allocator, do logging, as you mentioned by But more importantly, it opens you up to use more low-level systems. I think this is cool. You know, people are engaging with this and writing comments. This is the most amount of engagement. Not this particular show, but yeah, but like I get a lot of engagement out of this, you know. So I don't mind. So my idea is that the standard library is slow and I don't like compiling the standard library. Now that I have more knowledge. But fine. Let's include STD vector. Include array. Right? Is it STD array, guys? Guys, how do I include STD array? So it's just array, right? And then I can use std array. That would be a projectile. And then the size is 10. Test array const. That makes no sense, but static. Okay, let's see. Now we go into the build.batch, build.sh file, and we profile the build. Oh. Okay, we trace, we profile build, and then we see how long it takes to build this. Okay. Are we done? Okay, that was reasonably fast. So maybe my argument doesn't hold up. No, we have to load this. Because here I build a JSON file of how long the game took to compile and how long my engine took to compile. Where's the engine? Tangy defense JSON. So let's take a look at the game. How long did it take to compile? And now we can figure out which source was taking a long time. So array, see this? I told you. Almost a fucking second of compile time. I knew this was gonna happen. See this? My entire GL core and game is almost as long as the inclusion of array. Why do you care? Well, I care about speed when developing my game. I don't want to wait. So I'll show you something that is insane. You want to see this? I'll show you. Take a look at this. This is why I don't really like using the standard library too much. In my case, because I have a Unity build. I build the entire game every time I invoke the build command, and I want to have this done in like a second every time. I want it to be fast. Take a look at this file system. Hello TCap, how's it going, bro? Oh my god. File system. Take a look at this. I'm building this right now. Dev caring about speed, of course. So this is taking some time. It's now building the engine. Now it's done. Let's load the next one. Game. Take a look at this. File system, 1.5 seconds. It's literally as long as this together. And this is like, this is twice as long as these two combined. My entire engine and game can be built with this. And this is literally twice as long. Hope you're doing good, Mr. TCap. Hey, Cakez, who asked? We were talking about a short. I'd say try using modules instead of headers. It might take too long to switch over. And I don't know if Clang has decent support by now. Also, I don't like file system either. I don't like how you interact with it. But anyways, so yeah, that's why. That's one reason, but also, to be honest, std array could have been a fine choice too. But by this point, but fine. I'll make better arguments in the future. It's okay. You know, it's about learning. All right, brother. You know, I'm one that is openly learning. I will learn from this, you know, and become better. That's fine. Now, guys, stop interrupting me, okay? Stop. We were about to engage into flow mode, flow state, and you interrupted me. So this is why I don't get anything done. It's because of you guys. It's your fault. Get very close. What are you gonna do? And so I'm going to enter. I'm gonna enter flow state now.
Done, man.
See you in a second.
I can't dodge.
So first and foremost, what we're gonna do is we call this base range. Base range, and then we have a base speed. There you go. And then I'm going to take away the projectile type. I'm going to take away the ability data. Actually, we're going to close this from yesterday. I'm not going to add the ability. I'm not going to change how the ability functions. I don't think I need to make that happening. Then F8. Yeah. Game.h. Where is my struct projectile? Ability data gone.
Gotcha, bitch.
Then target ID. Yeah, we need that for homing. Impact effect, fog sprite, sprite ID, ability ID. Okay. Position, direction, fact, position, questionable. Travel distance. No, this stays. We need this, I think. We have time, we have duration, we have base range, then homing, rotation, speed, base, friction. Do I use friction? Let's go to the game. I never use friction, so friction can go away. Type can go away here. Type can go away. Type can go away. Type can go away. There you go. So we already fixed that, and then we go to update and draw projectiles. And so the first thing we do is, if we don't have an owner, we need to decide what's going to happen. Okay? So I'm going to keep the way it is. So let's go over to Paint and explain to you what my issue was with projectiles in the first place, and why I'm here programming this again for the millionth time. So let's say we have a tangerine, okay? Huh? Sorry about that. We have a tangerine, okay? Tangy. Okay? And this guy shoots an arrow in a direction. Now this arrow by itself will need to store some stuff about how much damage it does and stuff like that, okay? And eventually it is going to collide with an enemy. Enemy. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I can enter flow state much easier after this if I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Because I need to, you know, answer a couple of questions. So let's say here we have projectiles, okay? Projectiles. So now the projectile can have certain effects happening whenever it hits the enemy. Okay, so let's say the projectile hits the enemy. There could be a number of effects that's happening based on what type of projectile I fire. So there could be an explosion. It could leave a puddle. And a number of other things can happen when this projectile hits. And usually these things, they are dependent on what I call an ability. An ability. That ability is something that the tangerine has. Okay, this guy has a list of abilities. One of them being, for example, explosive arrow. Explosive arrow. And so that would cause, obviously, an explosion. Holy, yeah, this is World of Warcraft, brother. Okay. And now what's the issue that we need to upbuild in English? Yeah, wait, we need to learn that. Okay, over time we're gonna become better at speaking English. Nostalgia level 1000. True, true. 10,000. Abbilden English. Depict, portray, picture. Okay. Depict, yeah. So, what was I gonna say? There's a use case that we need to portray here, or depict, in which the tangerine dies before the impact. Okay? Dies before impact. Okay. So what happens then? The explosive arrow should still... The arrow here, in my opinion, should still explode. In my opinion, it should still explode. Arrow... should still explode. And so the explode. Goodness. Right? How is that an option? So I want to pose to you guys the question. Do you think that this is a bad idea? Should the arrow disappear if the Tangy dies? Should the arrow still explode? Should it still hit? What should happen when the original unit of the projectile dies? So what if... let's Google this while I wait for... it should explode, fly past. In monkeys don't die in balloons. In balloons, monkeys don't die, so they don't have this issue. Does die mean getting flagged as death or completely wiped from memory? Either way, the ability description could be decoupled from the Tangy. Why shouldn't it continue to exist? Yeah, so my point is that it should continue to exist because I fired the arrow. The arrow was loaded with a bunch of stats. The arrow was shot in a way that it is a special arrow, right? So it should still hit because it's a physical object in the world. And making it disappear just because my unit died doesn't make much sense to me. Good, because I have code in the game which unfortunately is of n² proportions that is making the game slow but keeps the tangerines alive if there are projectiles still alive or buffs on enemies that are still alive. So I'll show you. Let's mark this as A so we can jump to this. Update. Entities. Over here. So I'm updating my heroes, okay? For every hero, I check whether they are not dead. If they are not dead, I obviously update the hero. If they are dead, then I make sure that I don't select them anymore. I can't select dead heroes. And now I'm trying to find... And this is where the n² comes into play. For every hero, I check every enemy. Okay, that's bad. I'm trying to find an existing projectile in the projectile list. So, not only do I update this list of projectiles twice, every time I update my game, because I need to go through this list of projectiles to update them, and when I update the hero, I need to go through the list of projectiles again to figure out if an existing projectile has been shot by my unit. Okay. And if it does, then I don't delete the hero. I wait before I delete the hero. Because I want to make sure that I can get the data from the hero. So in order to fix this and this too, the loop for enemies and loop for projectiles whenever I update heroes, because this can grow out of hand, you know. Let's say I have 100 heroes and then there's 1,000 enemies, okay? Let's just make a little calculator. Let's say I have 10 heroes and then I have 100 enemies. Now, for every hero, I need to go through 100 enemies. That's 1,000 iterations. But let's say I have 100 heroes and 1,000 enemies. Now all of a sudden I have 100,000 iterations just to make sure that I don't kill off the unit before, you know, if it didn't involve dynamic allocations, it would sound like a prime example for a shared pointer. This has nothing to do with pointers, keeping stuff alive, or unique pointers. This has just to do with where do I get the data from in the projectile so that I don't have to... Why not store the projectile what it needs? That way you can delete the hero. Make the projectile unrelated to entities which get created when firing. See, like, the reason why I need these amounts of iterations is just because the projectile doesn't have enough data. It's what I do. I think this is the best way to do it. Let's work on projectiles first, because we have another issue here where we check for existing buffs on enemies. So what should happen with buffs? Actually, let's not do the ADHD thing and work on two things at the same time, okay? Let's not do the ADHD thing, because I keep doing that. We are working on projectiles first. The buffs should snapshot, yeah, but I mean, if a buff kills an enemy, the experience points and the hero is no longer alive, the experience points, maybe they should just not exist. Too bad for the hero. The ADHD thing is very relatable. Yeah, like you're moving from A to B to C to D and you're not getting anything done because there's too many questions in your head and you are unable to focus on one particular problem because in your head there's like 10 questions that are still not answered and you're looking for the answer somewhere but you can't find it. And ultimately what you have to do, and I realize a lot of times, you just have to try out something, see if it works. If you read this, continue working. Yes, sir. Okay, so in order to do that with projectiles, I think we're actually going to split up. I think I'm just gonna keep... Let's make a little thought experiment here. No, not a thought experiment, a little comparison. Let's go for struct ability. And then calculate how much data this is, okay? Take a calculator here. So, what do we have? We have... Actually, I can put it here, right? We have an ability ID, that's 4 bytes. Plus another sprite ID, that's another 4 bytes. Plus a string ID, that's another 4 bytes. Plus another 4 bytes for the int, another 4 bytes for the activation count. Plus 4 times 4, 16 bytes for these floats. Plus ability flex is an int, that's another 4 bytes. Then the description with 300 characters, that is actually 300 bytes for the description, plus another ability type, which is another 4 bytes, plus target type, which is another 4 bytes, which target priority is another 4 bytes, plus a weapon attack, which I think we need, which is another 4 bytes, plus a stat bundle. That is... Actually, I wanna print this out, because I'm too lazy to figure out how much that is. Size of stat bundle. Let's figure out how much this is. Optimizes for specific Why call size of when you can count every member? I guess we can do size of projectile, yeah. Size of... Actually, you're right. Size in bytes.
Long live chaos. Esport, Twitch, online casino, sports betting, equals
Guys,
scam,
okay.
fixed match.
I didn't sleep
Hi-ho
much,
doesn't
okay?
exist. Don't be afraid of death and
Hello,
you'll be
Collector.
stronger. Turn on your faucet every night and never turn
Oh
it
my
off.
god.
Add bleach to the food and throw it in the fire.
I got angry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, relax. Okay, sorry about that. Let's go. Good take. First ever good take. Wait a minute. Yeah, I thought this was funny, but this is actually a toxic message. Explanation right. Listening holy. Good old I should explode. Gotta fact check. Dev noted. If you... Huh? That? Bitte. If you read this, continue working. I mean, you helped me work, so it's fine. Was a good ride. No, it's okay. I mean, you were nice before, so one nice message takes away a toxic... No, actually, that's not how it is. If the message is too toxic, it doesn't take away. Where is Zoe? Omega Lol. Oh, she's in the other room. And she's getting strong, you know, and fat.
Hello, Cakez.
Alright, how much size is it? Aha! What a huge difference. I mean... Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid. So it's more than half of the size, the description itself. So what I would like to do is this. We're gonna do this. You know what? We're gonna grow up now. So we have ability description and we have a struct. Actually, we do a struct. Stop it. Ability. Ability. Ability 2. And that has ability data. Data. And then, okay. And then we have this character array here. The character array for the description. And so, it's gonna be a lot of coding, but I think it's worth it. So, build this. Oh, wait. Let's not destroy the game, huh? I'm not wasting any time today, bro. I'm literally coding the new projectile code so that we can reference projectiles, we can reference abilities on projectiles. That means I don't have to care about whether a hero dies on impact. I can still reference the ability, what it does. Okay, sir? And then I can still do the explosions and do the damage calculations, you know, and everything just works. Okay, bro? So shut the fuck up, bitch, and let me code, okay? You're always unhappy with what I'm doing. Sounds shit. You are shit. I remember when I first found this stream. You never had a game in a playable state. You're wrong, bitch. I have the game in a playable state right now. It's called Cakez on Steam. And for those people that are saying that I never released a game...
Well, you're wrong. I have a demo version out on Steam. I have had that out for almost 2 years now. So you're completely wrong and you don't know what you're talking about.
How many of you guys have a demo out on Steam, huh? How many of you have a Steam page? No one? Ah, okay.
Gotcha, bitch.
Good to know. I thought so. You know? You know who the only person in this chat? Well, Real Superku too. And some other people too, okay? But 99% of chat have no idea what they're talking about. You know who can tell me something about making a game? Coffee Lava. Because he has put his game out on Steam. You know, he has had big balls. Any other read here? Wishlisted for yes. Expected release date 2035. Okay, I remember when I first found the stream, you never had the genre game in a playable state. Buy cakes. What is this pinned message? Thank you very much, Mr. Linus Mail, for following. Delete this message. Had big balls, what happened to them? He still has big balls. I wish him all the best for his game, man. I'm pretty sure if people don't play it for long, I'm pretty sure he can still work on it. But I don't know. T-Cap, have you talked to Coffee Lava recently? Like, what does he want to do with this game? Like, does he have any plans? Actually? Alright. Entering flow state now. So, guys. Now, the ability of type needs to return an ability too. And this is going to be a big dick rework now. Because this ability dot needs to be dot data. Will Cakes finish the game before GRRM finishes? Wow. How's the game called on Steam? He's making a new game. Oh yeah, he's making a new game. You're right. Okay, guys. So we're going to use the Vim motions to replace now. And if Vim makes any mistakes, then Vim sucks. So, how do I replace again? Sorry. We need to do colon S. No, wait. Wait a minute. We need to do. Wait, how do I do this again? How do I like replace with Vim? Is it slash? Slash? No, wait. Wait a minute. It's colon percentage, yeah. Colon percentage S slash ability dot with you know what? I don't like this. I need to see the blue bar at the bottom. This blue bar in Visual Studio Code always helps. Wait a minute. Right, let's see. One more time. Colon S replace. Wait, is it percentage S? Replace. Slash ability. Backslash dot. I think we have to escape the dot. And then slash to ability dot data. Dot. And then we need to do slash G C, right? Trailing characters. Fine, let's try to do it with a little bit less. Colon replace slash ability. Oh, it's not percentage, it's ability dot with ability. Wow. Ability dot data dot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What happened here? Yeah, so how do I make it case sensitive? How do I make sure that it's case sensitive? Replace ability dot with ability dot data slash and then G C. How do I make it case sensitive, guys? Any Vim motion guys here? How do I replace with case sensitivity? A skill issue took place. Vim is my favorite VS Code extension. Hello there. Difficult name. Shah Zain? Good morning. Cakes coding so much today, kinda wild. Shift V, select region, then S. Yeah, I just use X. Replace. G. So you say it's G? No, doesn't work. Slash I. Okay, thank you. So, colon, wait. Colon, replace, ability, dot, with ability.data /i. /i doesn't work. Uppercase. A big percentage S. A big S. Okay. Let's see. Wait. Let's do this again. Replace ability. Replace ability. Dot data. No, it doesn't work. Doesn't work, guys. You want to make the ability uppercase? No, I want to replace only the lowercase ability. I don't want upper. I want this to be case sensitive. If I type in a lowercase ability, I want this to replace this ability, but not this ability. So I want this to be okay. Wait, Vim replace case sensitive. Case preserving substitute in Vim. No, I don't want it to target. Replace GC. Right click, rename symbol. It's like teaching my grandma how to type an email. / big I at the end. / big I. No, it still grabs this. It's not supposed to grab this. Vim is so trash. What the fuck is this? What a shitty editor. What a shitty... This is so bad. Vim rename is case sensitive by default. It's VS Code dvim that's making it insensitive. Okay, so it's the extension. So this is Visual Studio Code. Great. Fine. Fine. Then I guess I'll do... Okay, wait. There's no way that this works, bro.
Gotcha, bitch.
This doesn't work. This doesn't work. What you're typing. The VS Code Vim plugin is trash. So true. Way better off using Vim or NeoVim. Yeah, I tried it, but Mr. Prime has it. Doesn't work the tutorial, man. I wanted to use it, but his tutorial didn't work. So I couldn't get Vim to work, man. I tried, and now I'm stuck with this. There's a setting in the Vim plugin which enables the default Vim ignore case. Thank you. Thank you, sir. The plugin is no longer trash, guys. Yeah, Sekunde. Give me 1 second, guys. I need to, we need to watch something, because I need to take the baby now. Okay, so now let's get some stuff done here. We gotta do high profile data dot, like, we have a lot of abilities in the game. Cakez, you seem pretty proficient at editing last time I saw you do it. Have you considered making a profession out of that? No, because I don't want to do this actually. I don't want to do this as my profession. I want to make games as my profession. I love editing videos when I have the time. It's a lot of fun to me. That's why I do it. But I will love making games more. And so I could try to make a profession out of it, but I would have to actively search out or hope that people would pay me on Fiverr, for example. And I would have to post, I would have to regularly post shorts or videos to my YouTube channel or to a YouTube channel that is called Crazy Edits 77 or whatever, right? So people can find me. It's just time investment that I just don't, I want to spend my time differently. I was thinking about it at some point, but I just don't want to do this, man. I want to be a game developer. I want to be a streamer and game developer. Are you playing Gwent? Yes, I am. I love the Gwent game in Witcher 3. So, yeah. Essentially, guys, I have the most fun when I'm streaming. That's just how it is, okay? If I could, I would do this for longer, every day. You know, but maybe in the future. You know, when we in the future, when this is sustainable as like a full-time streamer. Resultability, what does that mean? There you go. What is music are you playing? Can your wife help you with videos? I thought about it, but at the moment it just doesn't work out, you know. She needs to learn how to use computers properly, and then I need to teach her how to edit. And I'm actually quite fast with editing. I have an idea for low effort milking content. You should react to your own Zig videos so you can double dip and maybe change some of your opinions, you know, the shit ones like LSP because of ZenMod. Shut the fuck up, bitch. I'm not looking for low effort content. I'm looking to make the stream as interesting and engaging as possible, and I'm just preserving the stream. I'm just preserving the stream in YouTube videos, because otherwise it's lost, okay? I'm just making sure that I don't lose what I do on stream. That's all. Okay, brother? Posting what I do on stream to YouTube is the most important thing. Now, what I'm still working on, and I'm seeing moderate success, not really much, is how could I make gameplay into stream content? Because that's ultimately what I want to do too. Because with the baby at the moment, there's too much on my mind. Needs to calm down a little bit. Can't you just reload some of the other reacts? No one will notice? No, of course. If you re-upload a video, YouTube notices. What are you talking about, bro? Eh? You stupid? What is this guy talking about? Cakez, do you have a VOD of the stream where it was just your chair? Holy Peter! What the fuck? Wait, I need to turn on this so that the notification plays. Thank you so much for 69 dollars. Holy
Freeze
moly.
Frey just subscribed. Big tick support for 1 year.
Gotcha, bitch.
My man. Grease Fried, thank you.
Peter, my man, thank you for $69. For the spend your time how you want fund, yep.
Holy shit, my man. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say. You're too kind. Let me do control. Way too kind. And then I search for minus. There we go. Okay, so let's try this again. Cakez, would highly recommend you react to this video. Imager? Before she play. Oh my god. Okay, this one's old. Alright. Let's move on here. So here's a hot take. I think my reactions to the videos, unless it's a topic that I don't know at all, I think they are very ethical. And they are not low effort at all. So you guys are wrong. Guys, it looks like I'm gonna have Zoe again in a second. Uh-oh. Can you hear her? Yikes. How many errors do we have left to fix? She must have watched one of your shorts. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Okay. You guys are really... You guys want to get banned, right? You do want to get banned.
Gotcha, bitch.
Also, I have to admit the gunshot sound is satisfying, lol. Thank you very much for following. So, like... oh, what the fuck? Can ability be activated? Oh, I see. Now it's... needs to be an ability too. Oh, man. We're gonna get Zoe in a second, guys. She's hungry. Not sure why she's not... think. No, I hate being wrongfully banned. Ah, wrongfully banned. Sure. Sure, brother. Mm-hmm. Cakes, do you think Mr. Amida will think you are trolling him? He was gone for a whole month and you did was change some colors in the skill tree. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're totally wrong. I don't know. Like you're delusional. Maybe you just haven't watched the stream, but it's fine. It is totally fine. What a moron. It's insane. Like, okay. Just wait, you know? I'm telling you. The guy that took 7 years for his game and then it blew up. He kept believing. And I do too. Just wait. Guys, do you love this coding ASMR stream here? The keyboard ASMR stream? Is it satisfying to listen to this? With the occasional ambient of baby crying sounds? I have some very nice ambience going on here. Imagine spending your whole day typing .data instead of Control-H. We're gonna have the baby in a second. I'm pretty sure it's gonna come over here any second now. Share what keyboard? It's a Razer Huntsman. Kannst du sie nicht füttern, mein Schatz? Hä? Machst du jetzt? Best ASMR, ja. Oh man. Yeah, so Zoe is currently in a state where she's crying a lot. And she's like drinking a lot as well. But I think it's because it's so warm. So hot. Kannst du sie nicht füttern? Where's this coming from? Get ability here. What is this? Oh, I see. Isn't the baby too young for drinking? Yeah. Wait, this is Zoe? I thought it was you. Okay, bro. Mm-hmm. 36 degrees Celsius in Romania at the moment. What do we have in Münster? 25 degrees. Like, it just doesn't get colder, man. Like, this is fine. But, bro, like, I would love it to be... Oh, God. It was 36 degrees for us a couple of days ago, too. That was ridiculous. Lol, 25 is nothing. You're wrong. It is. Especially when you have a computer running next to you. Not too young for Germany. Yeah, in Germany we can... You know what's funny? I'm renaming ability to ability 2 everywhere. And soon, I'm gonna rename the ability to ability 2 to ability again. The reason why I do this by hand, by the way, is so that I can make sure that I don't make any mistakes. If other computer gives plus 10 degrees, the computer gives a lot, yeah. I have to literally have the window open at all times. Used to be 14 when I was young. Really? It used to be 14 that you are able to drink? Damn, and what about cigarettes? In Germany we can drink when we are 16. We can drink beer when we are 16. Good refactor technique? I think it is. Now it's definitely slower, yes. But I like it. I get an overview of where I use my ability everywhere. And I just make sure that I don't miss anything. High humidity is almost always the culprit if it feels uncomfortable. Yeah, that's also true, Peter. Yeah. Humidity makes it worse, yeah. We had as high as 42 degrees. Oh god, that's crazy. Yeah, I remember one time I was in Italy with my wife. She convinced me to go. And it was literally like 40 degrees in there. Like the day we came there, it was like 40 degrees. That was insane. I've never experienced that much heat in my life. It was just impossible. Like, and you can't sleep in this. We literally had a ventilator going at all times. It did nothing. It was so hot. And so the only thing you can really do in this heat is go to the ocean and swim. Cakes. And imagine that Rizoma is living in this. So now what I do think that when you're living in such heat every day, you do adapt to it. Right? But it's still crazy. Like I probably couldn't do it. I'm like a Northman kind of person. I'm like a winter kind of person. Why do you have so little indentation? Because I indent a lot. And so if I have tabs, 4 spaces as indentation, it's basically running off the screen. My indentation goes very high. $40K lines left. Oops, not 22. Not even halfway through. No, we are almost done. We're almost done. You'll adapt to the cold at least. You don't know about the heat, but maybe. So, like, here's what I experienced. I've been running in the heat. Like, I made it a point to run in the heat. Right next to where I live, there is a small little, like, what you call that? Patch of wood, I guess. Patch of forest. And it's like a park, essentially, where you can go, where most people go to take a stroll. And I go there to run. And I've made it a point to... We are done, guys. We are done. I've made it a point to run when it's very hot. So when it was 36 degrees, I went there to run. And I have noticed that it has become easier for me to withstand heat. It's when I'm running. It's still hot and I hate it, but yeah. Yeah, and the forest is always so nice and damp. I love it. Yeah, that's also why I go there. Will you work on gameplay today? Well, we'll first see if this is now broken or if it works. I need projectiles in the game. Let's see if this guy can use wind slash and it functions properly. Oh, I didn't train it. It seems to work. Okay, so we have now reworked abilities so that they have the description split from the data, and it looks like the description is still displayed correctly. Now, what I want to do in the next step is do a git commit, git add dot, git commit -m, edit a new ability, split data and description. Git push. Cakes pull-up bar when? I don't think I will have a pull-up bar until I am able to get into a house. So this is gonna be a long time. And I heard over there anything north of 24, 25 degrees is considered a heat wave. That's what we here in the US set our AC temperature. Is that true? You set your AC temperature to 24 degrees Celsius? Really? No, a heat wave. We had a heat wave when it was 36 degrees. But on 30 degrees we don't get heat warnings. No. So it's like over 30. Massively over 30. I lived in an apartment and had a pull-up bar. Yeah, but I don't have anything that is envisioning here. Maybe like the door back there. Like, so maybe this door right here. This one? That door? That could potentially have like a pull-up bar and you guys could see it on stream. We'll see. For now, I don't think it will add much to the stream. But I'm thinking of actively getting some workout done, yes. Other than just running. Okay, so now what I want to do is remove the normal ability from the game. That this is nowhere referenced anywhere. And the game still functions. So there is one function that still references this. Here. Is ability active? And I guess we could call this, we could turn this into a const. Schnitzellib.h, yeah, hello there, Philip. This is because chat named the file. Sweaty workout stream when? I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking about doing like a gym stream at some point. I just don't have enough internet on my phone to do that. I have like a €5 internet phone contract. Which is everything I need, but I just can't stream. Oh yeah, show squats. Yeah, I want to do this from behind. In the future. In the future. Swimming pool stream in mind. I don't have a swimming pool, bro. So let's see, does this work? Can we play the game with projectiles? It still works. Cool. Can I still make the projectile fly further? Does it fly further? This looks like it flies further. Does it fly further, guys? It does fly further. Cool. So this is what we did yesterday. How projectile speed makes these projectiles fly further. Very cool. Now what we can do is... I guess I could leave this running. Do a pull stream indoors, Cakes. With writing subscriber names and all of that. No. I live near the Austin border, lots of lakes and such. It's full of blondes. Ooh, that's nice. Isn't that cool? Alright. Let's do PPPP here. Do this. So now what I want to do is take the projectile. No, first and foremost, I want to rename the ability here. Number 2. Hopefully this works. 2 ability. And then build the game. Just a rename. Nice. So we have effectively changed the ability now. How long did that take me? Not that long, right? Like an hour to do this? We changed the data of the ability. Renamed ability to ability. I like the comments. Gotten bored after 7-bit. Somebody heard about Coffee Lava. Did he finish his game? Yes. He did. Unfortunately, it wasn't that successful. People didn't leave reviews. I left a review, but it doesn't count. Guys, what is Coffee Lava's game again? What is Coffee Lava's game again? It's something of... Something. It's like 3 words. Of Grandura. Books of Grandura. There you go. There you go. 2 user reviews at this point. I wonder if one of them is mine. Yeah, one of them is mine. So he has 2 valid user reviews. Mine doesn't count because I received the game for free. Bloon City 7. So it is. Guys, there you go. If you want to play the game and support him, there you go. How much does it cost? 9 euros. Posted a month ago. Like, when did he update it? No, he actually updated... Oh, he updated it last 27 days ago. So maybe he just gonna leave the game like this and completely work on his new game. It looks like. I mean, maybe he's like, okay, spending any more time on this will most likely not result in more sales. So he's like, okay, let me make a new game. I learned a lot from this game. Let's make a new one. This is a bit, yeah, sad. Yeah, it's a bit sad. I know, it is. Okay, struct. Projectile. So, instead of the ability ID, we are now storing ability data. And by default, it is nothing. And ability data, the ID, the default one should be ability none. There you go. To make sure that if there is no ability here, then we know. Okay, cool. Now, F8. Ability data is ability data. Think. Oh wow, we don't have that many actually. Get ability. I don't think we need this anymore. And then we just do projectile.ability data.id. Wow, this is cool. Then activate ability, active ability, that would be projectile ability data.id. And then projectile.ability data. See, that I can... It works, guys, it works. This is so cool. I don't need an owner anymore at this point. So I can get rid of the owner from the projectile. AoE damage data, radius, get AoE radius from the ability. Explosive arrow, get AoE radius. It takes in stats, radius. Stat AoE. Do we get the Cakez game before GTA 6? I don't know. Did you see that GTA 6 cost 2 billion to make so far? Why does it take so much money to make these games, man? What are they doing? Is it marketing? What are they spending the money for? On. Sorry about this, guys. 5 years. Amazing gameplay. My favorite part was round 2 started and nothing happened. Round 2 didn't start, you dumbo. It is an option auto start rounds that is right here that you can't read because like the menu UI is fucked up. Okay, if I checkbox this, which I guess it doesn't work right now, but I can potentially checkbox this. Okay, bro. And then you know the rounds start automatically. Okay, bro. So shut the fuck up. What was I doing? Oh yeah, we were programming. What were we talking about, by the way, guys? Guys, what were we talking about? GTA 6 cost? Yeah, right. And what were we talking about the cost again? Oh, my brain, man. Oh, goodness. I do have an excuse though. I didn't sleep at all. Literally, I was awake till 6 AM. I slept like 3 hours. Okay, guys. So now we don't need the owner anymore. We were talking about how easy modern text editors make bulky replacements of strings. Goldfish memory. My up is shutted the fuck to Billy. Yeah, I forgot my point. It is how it is. I think it's a little too much money. And I think it's horrendous what type of licensing fees they have. If you're saying that, like, what type of license they have to literally go for. Like, this is crazy. Supplied the wrong level. Oh, obviously the data changed, yeah. That's toxic towards goldfish. Shut the fuck up, man. Alright, cool. Now, we can finally work on projectiles. Update. Update and draw projectiles. There you go. So, what do I want to do? I want to make sure that the speed is using the base speed multiplied by the get start value, ignore base, projectile dot stats dot stat dot values on stat projectile speed. Now we have projectile speed in our speed equation for the projectile, which means we don't need to supply that anymore. And then there's one more thing. Let's mark this as A, and then wind. Wind.
Bitch.
This is ridiculous. I can't search anymore. Wind slash. It doesn't find wind slash anymore. Why not? Why can I not find wind slash?
Gotcha, bitch.
Wind slash. Game CPP. Are you fucking kidding me? Hä? Are you fucking kidding me? It is case sensitive now. Oh my god. This is such a shitty editor, bro. Now this is... Oh my god. There you go. There it is.
Gotcha, bitch.
Diarrhea React JS. Hello there. Thank you very much for following. That's an unusual name. Are you okay? Hey, Troxy. Yeah, I'm okay, man. Thanks for asking, bro. Switch to a good editor. Don't tell me what to do, bitch. Okay. Okay, base range. All right. So, RK. Yeah. There's also a Vim smart case setting which overrides the ignore case setting when the uppercase letter is in your search. Wait, Peter. Wait a minute. There is a Vim smart case. What does that mean? How do I figure this out? What does that mean? Which overrides the ignore case setting when using uppercase letters in your search. Do you use Mac vibes? Your keyboard sounds like it. No, I use a Razer Huntsman. Why not use NeoVim chat?
I tried to. The tutorial from Mr. Prime was not good enough, okay? It didn't work. I couldn't get it to work, bro.
It only works if you're smart though. If you use uppercase letters in your search, it will force using the case sensitive search. If you use no uppercase letters, it will match case insensitive. Aha. It ignores cases unless you have uppercase letters in your search term. Ah, okay. So, aha. Okay. Thank you. So, smart case true. Wait, this is true by default, guys. I have to set ignore case to false then. It doesn't find win/, unfortunately. So I would have to search it like this. Which I guess is fine. I'll try to search like that. That's okay. Alright, so this stuff right here. This stuff right here is now... Let's mark this as B. Go back to A. I need to figure out the travel distance. Which means... const float travel distance is this. Proj.base range multiplied by the projectile speed. And then we do const float proj speed is proj.base speed times this. Actually, it doesn't work. So that's the travel distance for the projectile. That is dependent on the projectile speed. And the cool thing about this is, by the way, if this travel distance sucks and people don't like it, I only have to remove this portion of the code to not do that. Okay, if I get feedback from you guys or from other playtesters and they tell me, brother, your travel distance increasing if you have more projectile speed sucks, well, then... No, wait. Projectile range is this. The travel distance is calculated. Bro, use Godot. Your engine will never be as good. FFS. Pleb in chat. Cakes, you have to set ignore case defaults then. I think Ghosty is the new hottest. Nobody will propose Vim in the future. No, like, listen. So, this might be a hot take. But newer doesn't always mean better, bro. There's a reason why certain things have been around for years. It's because they just work. Okay, brother? Projectile range. Good. Speed. You know what? I'm gonna rename this to Proj Speed. And turn this into a const. Huh? Okay. Okay, boys. Specs. Everything to the maximum, bro. I enjoy working on the night for the noise levels. Yeah, it's calm, right? It's really cool. Alright, so get AoE radius. I think I'm double dipping here, guys. I think we're actually double dipping. Do I even use the entity here? Get ability. Get AoE radius. Dip it. So creating an ability. It takes in an entity. And then, okay, we do cooldown here. Data duration. Here's AoE. We take the target stats AoE. So basically the ability stores the AoE. And then in get AoE radius we get the ability, we get the stats from the ability. And we add that to the entity stats and then we get the AoE stats from that. But we already have this on the projectile. We already have this. This right here, this plus, we have this. This right here is activate ability. So right here. When someone activates an ability, that's an entity. They have stats. And we add those stats to the ability stats. Well, we add the ability stats to the stats of the entity. And then I can use those in the explosive arrow function. Explosive arrow. When we create the projectile, we supply those stats. And then in the projectile, over here, we don't need this. We don't need to get the AoE radius here, because we can just get start value. Start, projectile. Stat AoE. There you go. Thank you for following, Selena and I'll GeoDev. Thank you guys. Gonna go for some lunch here soon, retards. See you later, Mr. Peter. Okay, I think now we have successfully gotten rid of the owner of the projectile. The only thing that we need, and so here's the last question that we need to solve, okay? Let's figure this out. Active ability. Oh, I see. I think I'll keep the owner ID here. We supply the owner ID. That's fine. Buff owner ID. Damage number owner ID. I think the projectile should still have an owner to go back to. Check for projectiles. Apply buff. Intervene. Yeah, I need to fix intervene. Buff owner ID. Apply buff. Apply buff. Owner ID. Activator, shield orbs, ja. Taunt. Intervene. Wind slash owner ID. Active ability owner ID, ja. Pickpocket. Ja. Projectile owner ID. This is for split arrow, explosive arrow. Yeah, that's fine. Buff owner ID. Intervene buff. Guys, are we looping? Are we looping right now?
Gotcha, bitch.
I don't know if I'm looping. Projectile owner ID. Firebolt. Owner ID. I'm looking for something very particular. So right here, I don't need to supply the owner anymore. And I don't need to do this at all. If a projectile doesn't hit anything, then it doesn't hit anything. Then I forgot to supply the target components. There's no protection against that. I don't need the owner here. I don't need to capture this. Deal AoE damage. No, we need to deal AoE damage. And I don't have an owner? Fuck, man, I can't believe this. I can't just deal AoE damage? Come on. There's no way. Why? I'm attacking a target. What if I don't have a damage dealer? Oh shit. Okay, I can forgo this if I don't have an attacker. Oh, okay. If I don't have an attacker, I can't apply bleed. Oh god. Oh no. Guys, we have another issue. We'll probably have to figure out the issue, and then tomorrow is going to be another buff applying, renaming thing. Yeah. Fuck, man. Intervene. Buff. Freeze chance. Has keystone. Shit. So this is the issue. When I attack someone using a projectile that is dead, then, like, how do I attack someone that, like, I'm dead. I can't attack them anymore, but the projectile is in the air. What do I do? It's starting to get to the 3-hour mark where my brain starts to turn off. Shit. I mean, I do have stats. I can use this to determine how much damage I deal. I just don't have someone that's attacking. Don't delete the dead object or store the object to the bullet. Yeah, I can do that. But the point is, you can make it hit scan instead of projectile. It's too many here. So if we kill the unit, then we need to figure out who killed it. God, is that annoying. I've created myself the fact that heroes can die is really, really difficult to program in correctly. So here, guys, here's the issue. We have a projectile that we shoot at an enemy. And, well, we have fixed this part with the ability. You know, we can still activate the ability, but now the explosive arrow is calling the attack function. And the attack function obviously takes in an attacker. We take in the attacker. And obviously we also have a target, right? So essentially it is attacker here. And target, of course. So what do we do? What do I do? I'm attacking someone, but I'm dead. I'm dead. So this attacker here doesn't exist. I can delete all the bullets when the hero dies, yes. Maybe I just do that. That's the easiest thing to do. I know it will look weird. Can you call deal damage instead of attack? So deal damage? I thought you don't want that. Yeah, I don't want that. But I'll show you what the issue is. So for example, freeze chance. Freeze chance is applied when you hit someone with cold damage. Okay, so we have cold damage that hit the target. And then we apply a freeze chance if we hit someone, okay? And freeze chance could be, let's say, 5%. Now, if we attack someone with cold damage and we have a 5% we have a 5% freeze chance, maybe we freeze them or not. However, there's also a keystone that is on the skill tree that can be this. A keystone can be freezing hits. All impact damage can now freeze. Freeze chance is kept at 10%. So I can have a unit that can freeze other units 10% of the time, and they can do this doing fire damage, physical damage. Any type of damage will now freeze, but at most 10% of the time. You know, instead of only cold damage being able to freeze, this guy can freeze everyone. using anything that you want. So you could go for fire damage and still freeze enemies. You could have frozen enemies that are burning, for example. And so the projectile needs to look at the skill tree of the unit or of the prefab. The unit is just an instance of the prefab. This is like a prefab in Unity. You guys that have used Unity to make games. This is a prefab. And every single instance has the same skill tree, of course. But you know, these freezing hits can be on the unit, essentially. And so I need to ask, well, do I have this? This is the, you know, the equivalent, or this is the OR check here. But I can't even do this if I don't have an attacker. The attacker is dead. You create the projectile and add those modifiers to them. You have the attacker reference counted. Increase for every projectile spawned and decrease. No, that's fine. This has nothing to do with this. Yeah, making the projectile independent of the attacker is best demo. Yeah, I'm trying to do that. But then how do I make the projectile independent of the attacker? Do I need to store all of the keystones on the projectile too? So like a list of keystones. And then fine, okay, so the projectile. And also like how do I supply this data to the attack function? The attack function doesn't care whether I am a projectile or not. It just takes in stats. This is in the stats is hidden how much damage I do. And then it just takes in, okay, well, was this a hit or was this a damage over time effect that dealt damage? Because dots don't apply freeze. I don't know enough about your game code to answer that. Yeah, you're right, Philip. Okay, I thought the problem were dealing pointers, dangling pointers to the attacker. No, the problem is that the attacker could die. Mark the attacker is dead, but keep it around and the projectiles are gone. That's what I do currently. But the issue with this is, well, it's fine with the projectiles. Okay, fine. So we can do this, we can... But then I need to keep the owner. The problem is not that the attacker is dead, but the attacker is deleted. Yeah, the attacker is deleted. Guys, I'm getting a headache. I'm actually getting a headache from this projectile shit. What graphics library are you using in your game? Hello there, sir. Coconel. I'm using OpenGL, sir. Guys. Listen. I'm going to do the easiest thing right now and delete the projectile. When the unit dies. Does it help you if you would only store the entity IDs, not pointers, and then check the validity of the entity when it comes time for the projectile to do its thing? That's what I do already, Ramus. I store the entity ID, not the pointer. Let me see. At the very top here, I do this function. This is what I do. I store the ID. And then I get the owner from that ID. The issue is... excuse me. We have a big problem here. I'll explain to you. Sorry about this. I told you guys. Okay, like I explained this earlier with paint. Okay, it's because I don't eat. Smart pointers is one way. Now the issue is, do the easier things. Don't you think it will go back and bite you in the butt? Okay, guys, wait. What happens in... Oh, God. Wait, are you fasting? Yeah, I'm fasting right now. Hey. What happens in Chronicon when you kill an enemy that is shooting an arrow at you? Does the projectile die before it reaches you? Can't be deaths just a flag, 0 or 1, and multiply by 0 if it's dead equals no effects. Multiply by 1 if it's alive. I have no idea, sorry. Yeah, I can do many things. I can delete the projectile, do no effect, fade it out over time. You know, I can make it inactive. There's many things I could do. Delete bullets on death and add implement death persistent projectiles into your to-do list. No. Move around the problem and GG. Maybe the future is that can be used as a game mechanic on its own. I don't know. When unit dies, the bullet explodes with area damage. I'm not Muslim. I fast because it feels better for me. Use object pooling for projectiles. I don't know what that means, object pooling. If you mean that I keep around a pool of objects where I can allocate objects in, and this is a fixed size of objects, and that pool will grow if I have too many objects, then I already do that. So if entity returns an invalid entity, just don't do the things that require a target entity. Just join. So I don't know what you're doing, but yesterday you talked about abilities, so special effects. Yeah. So the issue is the following. A projectile. When a projectile hits a target, it needs to attack the target, okay? So when we collide projectiles, if we find a target to attack, then we call the attack function, essentially. If we don't spawn an ability, we have successfully added ability data today. So we have split the ability into data and description, and then we just supply the ability data if we spawn an ability. So we have done that already. Disconnected from the owner already. Now the issue is attack. Attack is a function that takes in a target, an attacker, stats, and whether we hit someone or whether it was damage over time. But we can ignore this part right here. Okay, let's pretend this doesn't exist. So we need a target and an attacker, essentially, when we attack someone. And a lot of stuff is factored into this. So first and foremost, okay, do we have knockback? Okay, we knock back the target. Do we get energy every time we attack? So this is easy, right? We could say if we have an attacker, then we only do this code. If not, we don't, right? So, okay, the attacker is dead. We don't give him energy. There would be no point in doing that. Then we keep going. Okay. Let's click on attacker so we know where it's used. Now, what happens if I deal physical damage and I have a bleed chance? Because I can bleed the enemy. Now, all of a sudden, I want to apply a bleeding debuff on the unit, the enemy, but I'm dead. What should happen? Okay, I can do another check here. Do we have an attacker? Or we could say, okay, well, bleed only happens if we have an attacker. right? Okay, fine. Fix that too. Nice. Then we have another one. Reflect can only be done if we have an attacker. Fine, we can get rid of this here. Seems a lot of attacker checks. Maybe do an early return. Not sure if you are religious about that. So the thing is, this attacker thing, the if checks for attacker, is I still need to deal damage. Otherwise I can just despawn the projectile. So I still need to figure out how much damage I do. So this here is just physical damage. This is the physical damage portion of the attack. An attack in my game is not just damage, it is physical damage, it is cold damage, lighting damage, poison damage. So they have multiple split damage types in the game that, okay, if I have physical damage, then I do the physical damage branch. The physical damage branch, you know, can apply bleed and reflect. Fire damage can apply burn chance. So, like, I can't early return here because I still need to apply fire damage. And then I still need to apply cold damage. I could split this up into the damage portion and into the what is it called? Effect portion. So first I deal the damage, then I have a list of all of the damages, and then I do the effect portion of the function. And in the effect portion of the function I have one if check whether to do it or not. So I would essentially extract out stuff there. Oh, Dev Spudgers, thank you very much for rating. Good morning, everyone. Hello, how's it going? Can someone give a shout out to Dev Spudgers? Like, how do people automatically shout out? Is that like a bot feature? Okay, so if the attacker on of the arrow died after firing but before hitting, the arrow will have to carry the data or reference to data needed to do the damage calculations when it does. Yeah, so the damage calculations I have. This is stats. In the stats, the projectile carries stats around. The stats tell me all the data in terms of burn chance, fire damage. You see, like, I get the fire damage from the stats. The stats are supplied by the projectile. They are given to the function. So there are just some portions that require an attacker. For example, applying buffs. Why not spawn the arrow with the buffs instead of checking on impact? So what you're saying is an arrow has a list of debuffs that it applies. Whenever you shoot the arrow. So the moment I spawn the arrow, yeah, the arrow must carry all the data or reference to data needed from its birth. So let's say I spawn an arrow, right? And I give it I check on spawning the arrow, do I apply freeze? That's how damage works at PoE with bleed that you have mentioned at least. At first you need one physical base damage at least, which would apply the bleed. The dot portion is the other calculation. That is exactly nothing to do with the flat damage, save for the impact. Can anyone follow this, guys? Can anyone of you follow this? Pass the list of void pointers to each effect. Now it would just be what do I do here? So let's see. So I'm applying buffs. This is what I need the attacker for. Applying a buff. Applying another buff. Intervene buff. Can we see apply buff? Yeah, we can. And then keystones. A list of keystones. That's what we need. And then we need the killer. Which is the attacker. So, okay. What if we kill a target? What if we kill a target with the arrow, but our hero is dead? Don't apply damage. If I don't apply damage when the hero is dead, the attacker is dead, then I can just kill the projectile the moment the hero dies. Which I think is very... I'll show you why I don't like this, okay? How do we see that? Ability data .id is the same as ability spear toss. Then I want this to be 10, otherwise I want this to be 200. And this is supposed to be a pointer. Why is this complaining? It cannot be narrow to an int. Oh, okay, fine. It's supposed to be a float. Yeah? So if I die, the arrow that I fired, the one that's... Wait, could you disable the collider for the player when dead? Yeah, I will do that. Like, the player will no longer be attackable. The arrow should still deal damage, yeah, even if the owning hero died in the meantime. But the arrow will need everything up front. Or a reference to some third-party lookup. I don't think you will get around copying data needed from the attacker entity to the arrow or somewhere else where it's reachable. You are right. I need that. You are 100% right. Feels a bit like what I've had, what I heard had where everything stored pointed to the tower but never needed the tower. But only the other components referenced by the tower. Destroying a tower caused chaos, so the middleman had to go. The tower. Yeah, we have to get the owner out of the projectile, guys. The projectile should not have an owner anymore. But then dealing AoE damage shouldn't require an actual unit. Or it should be optional. The unit should be optional. But then we need to have some sort of collection of data. Or it should be optional, yeah. I think I'm getting close to a solution. I want to show you what the issue is though. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. I'm just going to... No. I hate this. Like the stupid case-sensitive bullshit. I just hate it. If key pressed this frame, the... I don't know which key would that be. I guess the key 0. If you press the 0 key, then I want to go and set the game state, enemies count to 0. Alright, so this is basically killing all of the enemies. This kills all enemies. Okay? Now this is a debug function right now, and then we go to the top. We go to round 1. Round 0. Round 0. debug round. I want to spawn not a wizard. I want to spawn a skeleton. Knight. Is it a knight? Skeleton boner. Is it a knight? I don't actually know. I think it's a skeleton knight. Skeleton knight. Yes. I think this is what I want to spawn one. I'll show you what I mean. Ne, ich habe noch keinen Hunger, alles gut. And then Spear Toss will have a cooldown of 50, so I don't spam this. I would choose the boner. Make sure it has no dependency to the hero, so it can apply the damage and do all the other stuff. Even when the hero is dead, if the projectile has no dependencies to the script where it spawns it, after it's spawned, the script can handle its own behavior. Make sure to give it the variables to the projectile. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that. Guys, I think you... Guys, Rames, everyone in chat and on YouTube, der Tobbe and Hidden Mox. Guys, thank you very much for helping with this. I think this really helps me put into perspective what I need to do. I really appreciate that. Thank you. So here, guys, this one enemy is gonna spawn. This is what it will look like. You see how this projectile is, like, I made it slow very deliberately, okay? So now if I press the 0 key, the enemy is gone, but it's still, the projectile is flying. You see this? It's a bit too slow. It's almost hitting. Aha. We got the attack function. We don't have an attacker supplied to the attack function. So the next big issue, since we don't have an owner anymore on the projectile, I need to program this attack function in a way where the attacker is not required. So I think I need to split up this attack function into two functions. One function that applies... I think I can do this. Yes, that's the best solution. For some reason he does not want to do that. Your software you soft delete towers and only hard delete them at round end. Guys. That doesn't work. It does not work. Because I will implement...
Gotcha, bitch.
I will implement Kingdom Rush type rounds where you can get gold if you early spawn a round. It would work if you can only spawn one round. Yeah, it doesn't work. Can't you just flag them as dead? I can flag them as dead. And then keep them around. Soft deleting them will introduce a lot of If is dead checks everywhere, I think. Yeah, it will. Zoe is crying again. I don't know the code. Cakes, I've decided to rename CakesTD to Collector TD. Don't wanna give you the exposure. Okay, bro. You're not gonna make a better tower defense game than I will. Moving them to a separate list would avoid some overhead. Strict moving into separate arrays. So I just move him to an array. I add this to a list of the to be deleted enemies, heroes.
Gotcha, bitch.
That's better, I guess. I don't like it. I'll explain to you guys why I don't like it. Here's the issue. So the caption is dead entities. Dead entities, okay? So let's say there goes a lot of stuff goes into this. We have buffs. We have buffs, we have projectiles. We have heroes. And we have enemies. So let's say we have we have 10 heroes on the field. Then we have 100 enemies. Okay. We have, I don't know, between the two, let's say 50 projectiles. And we have in total buffs. These buffs are actually on the particular heroes and enemies. Okay, so each enemy can have a list of buffs and each hero has a list of buffs. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. When I update the 50 projectiles, this is 50 iterations. Now, for every projectile that is alive, I would have to look at all of the enemies and check whether that enemy is dead or not, or the other way around. So I have 50 projectiles, and then let's say I kill an enemy, -1 enemy. I have one that is marked as dead. It's marked as dead, right? Now I would have to do 50 iterations. Every frame to figure out if there is a projectile that is still alive somewhere in the code, somewhere in the game that references this one enemy that died. So now for every enemy in the worst case scenario, I would have to check 50 projectiles. And I do this every frame. You only check the list of live enemies. So if I split this list into 2 lists, right? Let's say we split this list into alive and dead enemies, right? Dead and alive. Then it's a little better. The projectiles shouldn't care about the enemy as they had no associated data for kill count, etc. A projectile fired from an enemy still needs to deal damage. It still needs to apply buff effects, freeze effects, stuff like that. I think I just need to either completely remove. That only works if those lists store pointers, not full objects. Hi, I'm new to your chat. I'm also an indie developer, game developer. As a game developer, what inspires you to make such a good game? Can you tell me? I don't know, I just want to make a good game. I don't know what inspires me. Maybe Stardew Valley, the Stardew Valley creator, Ishraq Dev. That he is very inspiring. Hi, Ailes, good morning. It's a very inspiring person. Normally, it won't end up with too many iterations in games unless you reach 10k plus items. Hey, Cakez, hey, chat. How's everyone feeling today? Seems like Cakez is slowly transitioning into the OOP mindset. Your mom inspires me, sir. Take myself to Lake to finish reading Jason Schreier's book. Lol, boy. See you later. See you tomorrow, guys. See you later, yeah. Every problem can be solved by adding a layer of indirection, i.e. one array with the objects and 2 arrays of pointers, alive and dead. I think a projectile should have all of the data needed to attack and apply buffs. Now here's the big problem. Should a projectile be able to apply a buff? A burning buff. And should a burning buff be able to deal damage even after the hero died a long time ago, even after the entity died a long time ago? Because this is also what we have here. A buff applies damage to a target over time. So if I fire a fire projectile, a debuff is a debuff. So the debuff should still function even though the enemy shouldn't, the hero is dead. Sure, that would most people assume what will happen. So we have to somehow make it so that even if our hero is dead and we can't reference him anymore, we'll still deal damage. Okay. Who's gonna be responsive if it's not the projectile? Yeah, okay. Okay, guys, the more I think about this, the more this tells me to just kill off the enemies and heroes immediately, get them out of the system, so I don't have these extra iterations. Get them out of here. Kill them off immediately, and then just supply enough data to the buffs and the projectiles so that they can deal damage. Depends on the game. Depending on the game law, if the enemy controls the flow of the buff, then if it dies, it should be generic damage. Okay. But you need to play dead animations and keep them alive for a short time at least. Yeah, that's what we will do. That's fine. We play a dead animation, then clean them up. But a projectile can be on screen for a very long time. So the reason why I don't, like, I thought about keeping a timer on these and then cleaning them up depending on a timer. But we have homing projectiles. So over here, a projectile, if the hero fires a projectile to an enemy, it could do homing. And then, you know, have you ever seen this in games where it keeps on homing, but it never hits an enemy? And then, like, you could have a you could have a projectile that's completely stupid and never really hit the enemy, right? So, like, a timer wouldn't work because it's arbitrary. Time-based logic is the worst. It's bad, yeah. usually you got a lifetime for the arrow. A homing projectile will stay on screen at all times until it hits. At least in some games. I've seen this in Kingdom Rush. I've seen this in Bloons. The arrows will just stay there until they hit something. Or they run out of range. But homing projectiles in Bloons just keep on homing. Now they eventually hit something, yes. But still. We could be... What do you want to happen? I just want to deal damage and apply buffs on projectiles. And I want buffs to deal damage to enemies even if their owners no longer exist. Increase the counter on projectile spawn. Decrease the counter when a projectile hits. Delete hero if it's dead. Handle the attackers through shared pointers. No, shared pointers, like they don't solve the issue, bro. Does the owner even matter? I don't think it does. Let's take a look at how I deal buff damage. Wait a minute. Okay. Apply buffs. For every buff. Taunt, for example. If I taunted someone and I don't have an owner, then obviously I can't have that buff anymore. Taunt is fine. If the owner is dead, I remove the taunt buff. Okay, otherwise I display the taunt buff. What happened to the projectile, by the way? Cakez, do you consider yourself cringe? Yeah, like sometimes, of course. You always think that you yourself are cringe. That's just how it is sometimes, you know. And then, okay, intervene. Let's not talk about this buff. Okay, this is some crazy programming shit that I did here. Let's just not talk about this, okay? Let's talk about the other stuff. This has no effect at the moment. This one is actually something that has an effect. So, if the enemy is chilled, I change their color. I give them a snowflake effect. All of this has nothing to do. Wait. Ah yeah, and then I add the effect to, I add the effect to display in the game. It's just visuals. So essentially all I do is, wait, when they are chilled, what do I do here? Hey, chilling doesn't do anything. Huh? Oh, no, it does. So I see. So I multiply the delta time. I modify the delta time by the chill effect. Yeah. So the delta time multiplier is 1 at the very top. And then I take a chill effect percentage away from that. So let's say I slow someone by 20%. I change the delta time of that particular unit for that frame to 0.8, and now he's 20% slower. The time for him travels 20% slower. That's how I apply chill. So, okay, bleed. I attack. So if I have a way of attacking someone using stats, where do these come from, these stats? Stats, they are here. Do I have stats on the buff? So it looks like a buff doesn't have stats. Should a buff have stats so I can attack? Deal damage? Bro. Cakes, is it just me or is that frame rate starting to tank fast? You used to have thousands. I'm CPU bound here. I don't know, he thinks it's bad to not remove the objects when they die, but he will have to do that anyway for the dev animations. How don't they solve it? You want to keep the data available? No, I don't want to keep the data available. I do not want to make a projectile dependent on its owner. Because then, the moment the projectile is dependent on its owner, and the owner dies, I have an issue. Whether that is a shared pointer, a normal pointer, a reference, a unique pointer, it doesn't matter. A projectile should not have, I think, it should not, it should have all of the data it needs to deal damage. And a debuff as well. A debuff is essentially something that can deal damage. That's it. But it's the other way around. The owner is dependent on the projectile. No, the owner just spawns a projectile. The owner doesn't give a shit about the projectile at all. The owner exists whether there's a projectile or not. You burp a lot. Would that lead to heartburn? No, I get heartburn if I eat too much. Doesn't the owner need to have the projectile as a composition? No, why would the owner have a projectile as a composition? The owner spawns a projectile based on what he does. So let's say the owner is an archer and the owner has 10 damage, then the owner goes ahead and spawns a projectile that has 10 damage. Let's say the owner is a cannoneer that has 50 damage, then the cannoneer spawns a projectile and gives it 50 damage. Then the projectile impacts with an enemy and it deals the 50 damage. The projectile forgot where it came from, the owner can die, and the projectile will still deal the 50 damage, because, well, it has it as data on itself. So like the owner is like, it's like a goodbye on a shore to your friend, right? You kiss them goodbye, you give them everything they need and they can operate on their own and you go your own way. Something like this, you know? That's how it works. And so basically a projectile should be its own thing. Please stop saying shared pointer. He's not going to use RAII. The thing is reference counting. So it sounds like there's no need to have an owner then, so remove it and the problem is solved. Yeah, but I programmed an owner into my game, and so I'm currently trying to figure out all of the places where I use an owner. So for example here. And that has to do with buffs too. So let's say I shoot an arrow that has fire damage and a 10% chance to turn the enemy ablaze. Now that 10% hits, and now I have to apply a burning debuff to the target. A burning debuff, we can find that right here. A burning debuff takes the owner's stats into account and applies damage based on the owner's stats. So let's say I have the same thing with a buff. A buff should now Deadly Ignition Multi stats, fire damage base, and then the dot DPS. So that debuff should be on the arrow entity. That debuff should be applied based on the projectile's data that it has, yes. And it should not be... Guys, I think what we have here is... You know how when you want to buy something and you're not sure whether you want to buy that particular thing or not? What we have right here is a situation where we want to buy ourselves a nice new bed to sleep in. But we are unsure whether we want to buy that bet yet, or whether we want to look for a different bet, or whether we want to spend some more time thinking about the bet. So right now, I'm thinking of disconnecting the owner from buffs and projectiles so that it doesn't exist anymore. Just buy it, impulsive buying. Let's try shared pointer. What's the worst that can happen? Long compilation times, bro. I'm not gonna try shared pointer, bro. No, absolutely not. We're gonna do this. I need to sleep on this. It's been too much information. We managed to split the projectile today into multiple data. I need to sleep on this. Dude, man, I don't need this at all. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Guys, I have an idea. I don't even understand the point of splitting the data. I thought it was so that every arrow handles its own data, but I guess not. No, guys, I have an idea. So here's how I think we can finally finish this stupid discussion. We have a projectile, okay? This is what we have. We have an ability. And hello, I'm new here. Hello there, Carswax Games. Good morning. How's it going, bro? Hello there. Bets are open. So we have an ability, we have a projectile, and we have what is the last part? An entity. Okay.
Gotcha, bitch.
Here's what we can do. I think I figured it out. So let's say an entity has a list of abilities. Let's say 5. 5 abilities. Let's say 4. Now the entity has a thing called stats. Okay. And these stats are basically something like damage, and HP, and stuff like that. Okay. The ability also has stats. Again, same thing, actually. And what I do when I activate an ability, I just plus those together to create a third stat that is basically the merger of the two. Now these stats, they have everything that I need. Chance to bleed, physical damage, cold damage, lighting damage, everything. So, you know, this is how I know how much damage I do. Now the projectile itself, all it needs to really do to deal damage is to store the particular stats that are important for the projectile. So that might not be even all the stats, because I have a long list of stats. But like it would be a subset of stats which is like, you know, a subset. Maybe like, I don't know. A subset, a particular amount of stats that are important for the projectile. But for the time being, I could like, okay, wait, let me check something here. Size of stats. Percentage D. Size of stats. I want to see how much that is. Do I have a hero here? No, not yet. Okay, so 1,004... 404 bytes. That's a lot, actually. So the list of my... Fuck cakes. Okay, bro. Okay, see you in 10 minutes. Bitch. Shut the fuck up. Alright. Bro. I make my first game and I want you to test my game first, please. You can put your game on Discord. Okay, on Discord. In the... What is it called, man? In the Showcase channel. I will take a look at Showcase soon, and then I will go over all of the games there and then play games if people send me games to play there. That they made, of course. I'm not gonna play some like random game that you didn't even make. Okay, your Discord link. Oops. There you go. I don't have a YouTube bot, so... There you go. Old man Kingsman. Yeah, game and source code. He only wants to see your game because he wants to steal from it? No. So let's say we have a subset of stats on the projectile, and then we need to somehow reference the ability ID. So a projectile needs a subset of this. A subset here of those stats, and the ability itself needs to send the ID. To distinguish between impact effects. This is so that I can display different effects and different explosions. Maybe deal AoE damage, maybe spawn like a field of poison, spawn a bunch of projectiles that split into multiple directions. There's many things that you can do with different types of abilities using projectiles. You know, a fireball does AoE, an arrow just deals damage. Obviously, I need to distinguish between the two, and that would be an ability ID. Essentially, this will tell me what to do. The stats will tell me how to attack, and then the attack function... Attack... should take in... Well, it should take in a target. Should take in a target, and I think the stats. Or an array of stat values. And then maybe... Bro, look at the fucking diagram, what the fuck? Arrows going everywhere. Hey, my man, Rien Art, thank you very much for raiding. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Thank you so much for the raid. Hello, sirs. How's it going? Why can't you use a game engine, Cakes? I tried, I didn't have fun. I did what I want the most. Yeah, fun, bro. Yo, how's it going? How was your stream? We are currently talking about how entities can spawn projectiles in games and whether a projectile should stay alive after it's been spawned from a unit in the game, even if the unit died. And how to disconnect projectiles from units so that they can live indefinitely without the need to take a look at the unit anymore. I was working on a tower defense game too, building it with C++ and SDL, no game engine, doing all the pixel art myself. Oh wow, cool. You have like some picture that you want to show of your game? That's nice. Did you get a shout out? Did any of my mods shout you out? Of course no one did. Guys, Morch. Guys. Come on. Where are you going? What are you doing? I need new mods. I need new mods. Like, they're so lazy. It's crazy. Mod me, JK don't. Sure, let me grab a screenshot. Mod collector? No, absolutely not. Real. And I think I need the owner here. Owner. You banned Orshi? I did ban Orshi, yeah. He was toxic. I do not want to have toxic people in chat, bro. I think I want the owner, but this is supposed to be optional. So, essentially... I'm being called by my wife, guys. Give me a second. So this has got to be optional. Yeah, wait, my wife got... God damn it. Optional thing. Give me 1 second, my brothers. I'm gonna be right back. Way to do it. 2 arrays. One holds all of the data for the possible stats. Take one as an array of indexes into the first array of active stats. Then need to count active owner.
Long life, Charles.
Hello,
Game
AQ.
demo.
Good morning.
Marketing.
Discord.
Steam Next Fest.
Screenshot.
All scam.
That's a big screenshot,
Don't be
bro.
afraid of poor marketing and you'll be stronger.
That's a big screenshot. Why is
Good
that so
game
big?
will sell none delays.
Damn.
The money will
Wow,
come
that
to
looks
you.
good. Crazy. Yeah, that looks really good. Wow. Damn. You're very talented. I can tell everything apart. I don't know what this is supposed to be. Maybe these are like the lane. This is the lane. Not the common rampart style TD. Really good stuff, man. Wow. How long have you been making games? How long have you been doing pixel art to get to this? The nodes are where you place weapons and defenses. I see. Ah, okay, so they come from both sides. And you place defenses here. Or here. Interesting. I've been working on pixel art for a couple of years. Been drawing all my life. Yeah, I can tell, bro. Really good stuff. Yeah, with the leaves too. It's simple, yet good. It's clear. That's what I mean. That's why it looks so good. See, Cakez? What? Could use some highlights, but maybe more pastel. You should prepare for this all your life? What are you talking about? This stuff is really triggering me, guys. I'm gonna do a draft and then we'll come back to this tomorrow, okay? I think we do this. Snapshot. We're not going to do all the stats. A projectile will never have life. I'm gonna make a new struct. Stats. Or actually... Ah, shit. How many, like, stats can a projectile have, really? It's never too late to give up. I feel that. Yeah, now like I've been doing this for 4 hours on the same problem. And we are making slow progress. Atmurin, thank you very much for for raiding. Time to rewrite, guys. It has nothing to do with ECS. It has to do with how should it function. Good morning, guys. Thanks so much for the raid. The snapshot, the screenshot doesn't do him justice. The animation is really good as well. Way better than Collector TD. Okay, you saved yourself there. Everyone go follow Adrian Art. It's like Cake Stream, but he knows what he's doing. Okay, bro. That's WoW soundtrack? It is, it is. Let me check something here. A projectile.
Gotcha, bitch.
Technically, how many stats are involved in dealing damage? All of the stats, actually. Wait, I already have this on the project. Guys, I have a question for you. Ramis, I need your answer right now. Do you think that 1404 bytes on every projectile just for this is bad? Or do you think this is fine? Because the projectile needs to attack and therefore it needs those stats. What do you guys think? 1404 bytes? Is that too much? Because we also have more data here on the projectile too, right? We have this. No, it's fine. You think it's fine? Even for a tower defense game where we'll have a lot of projectiles? Man. No backseating channel. Okay, this guy needs to get banned. We want to have a discussion here, bitch. So shut the fuck up. Okay. Cakes, do you think your game will win 3D games fight? No? No. Build a lookup for the stats, I say. Nah, man. Bro firing shots at all the pussy nerds. Adding it to the project, to the object might be too much. It's a lot of bytes, but maybe stress test it. Okay. How can I stress test this? I have an idea. You're right. I wanna see. You will have like 300 projectiles as most when it really gets crazy. It's not a bullet hell.
Gotcha, bitch.
I have an idea. I do have an idea. I wonder if this even works.
Gotcha, bitch.
I wonder if this is even possible. Does this work? Do I have to supply some data here? I don't see anything. Does this work? It does spawn the projectiles. I wonder what happens here. Goes in here. I recycle my projectiles. I use like 5. And over again. Yeah, but I will have a lot of projectiles. If man access becomes a problem, find a way to make the data shared, but not before. Spacing, angle, arrow index. Do we have a direction? We have a direction. Do we have an angle? -12. Arrow direction. I mean, it does shoot somewhere. And then direction is arrow direction, projectile. Do we have something on the projectile that it doesn't show up? It does have a time. Oh, duration. But I don't think I need a duration. Right, base range. Oh, it doesn't have a base range. Therefore, they all go away. Aha. I'll add a base range really quickly. Let's say, oh, I don't know, 100? Yes, memory access, we all understood you. Sorry, man access? It's not a problem for me. True. Oh, there we go. I want the projectile. Here. And then I guess I'll turn this to 200. There you go. Let's do this again. Oh, wait. Autocorrect. Yep. Fuck phones. Alright, let's see. Oh, look at this, guys. I used to do that lip thing when I was 5, actually. Oh, I'm taking a look at the FPS. I mean, it looks good. Is this even 100? Guys, can someone count? This is not 100. There's no way this is 100. Absolutely not. Wow, that looks cool. I mean, if I do this, it goes down a little bit. I think it is. Don't think so. Does look cool. Yeah, it does look cool. Okay. I mean, I can't hold it down for sure. That doesn't work. It is. There's no way. Not worried so much about memory use. More the access pattern, but again, I think it's fine. Yeah, I have 1,000 arrows in the game. So I think 1,000 arrows is fine. And I should not worry about this. I already have it on the arrow anyways, all of the stats. Looks cool. So now you have like 1,000 on screen. Well, you can keep in mind in the future if you need something to optimize. Yeah, true. Well, in the future, what we will do anyways is I'm going to build an instrumenter, which is essentially an object that gets created when you call a function, and then that object will track time in the function and delete itself after the function is over, like a locally scoped object. And then we will track how long each scope takes in terms of milliseconds of time. And then we'll figure out which part of the game is slow to make it faster. You mean Destructor? We will have actually a class in the game, yes, that has a Constructor and Destructor that will track time for us. That's what I will do later when when I locked the system in and it's time to optimize, yeah. Looks like a certain Bloons tower now. Wakes Cake going up, yeah, cool. I work on profiling software for games. Exciting to hear you are instrumenting. Yeah, we will. I have had that in the game before. Before I did like a ginormous rework. I don't have it in the game anymore, but I did have it, yes. And I used it to track down some slow parts of my game before, yes. Well, the only thing I really found was n-squared stuff. So for example, guys, what I have in the game right now, which is why I want to disconnect projectiles from my units, is this. Update entity. No. When I update entities and I update my heroes, the hero, when it's not dead, when it's dead, it will keep the hero alive plus all of their, until all of their buffs and projectiles are gone. Which means I loop over all of the enemies when I loop over the heroes. And I loop over all of the projectiles when I loop over all of the heroes. So essentially I have the projectile and the enemy loop happening twice in my game. And this one is even, this can be n squared. Almost. It's like almost a to the power of n squared function. This is hero times enemy, but it's almost exactly the same. It could be enemy times enemy. So it will scale with more heroes and more enemies to the point where it gets super slow. It's bad. Stop screaming, bro. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Oh, you mean, wait. I see. Mr. Cartman's, you mean on YouTube. I'm sorry. I thought you meant me. I apologize, bro. I'm sorry. Are you going to build a tree of the functions or is it going to be flat? I don't know yet. Maybe I'll build a tree, but first I start with flat. And squared is okay unless you got thousands of units. But have you seen Bloons, bro? Have you seen Bloons? Where's this? Let's see here. Where's the Bloons? Guys, where's the Bloons thing? Where did you put the Bloons thing? Was it in gaming? This right here. Have you seen this? Have you seen this, bro? Hey, do you have a live code reload system set up? Yeah, I have, Philip. You see this? Can you tell what's going on, bro? Now, I don't know if I'll ever get to this level of ridiculousness. But you never know. Super laggy. Projectile Hell Rainbow Vomit, yeah. Try to do the same, but this DL clause doesn't unload the library. Here you can take a look at this for hot code reloading. Okay, guys. I think I will keep this in mind here. I will make it so that a projectile can deal damage purely on stats and ability IDs, and that's it. And then I would do the same thing for a debuff or a buff. They just have a collection of stats, and that's it. So I will have to redesign my attack function. But the projectile will still have an owner, I think. There will still be an owner. It's just not needed anymore. It's optional. Does it work on Linux as well? Yeah. I don't know if I have If the tutorial covers Linux, but it works on Linux too, yes.